What's up, guys? Welcome back. Glad you're here. On today's episode, we got a very good one planned for you. That's right, we're going to be looking at some awesome products by the awesome team over at Carat Case Creations. That's right, Sherman has blessed the channel with some new and also not so new great products for you guys to check out to help protect your playing cards and more. So, yeah. So we're going to be looking at the Carat Case Creations 6-deck acrylic case, as well as the side-by-side 2-deck acrylic case, and the DS1 EDC version. That's right. So buckle in your seatbelts. We're going there. Let's go. All right, boys and girls, welcome. That's right. We're going to be looking at 3 products by Sherman over at Carat Case Creations. As you guys know, Sherman is a definite friend of the channel. He sends me as much stuff as he can whenever he can to show you guys how awesome it is, because it is. You know, I'm not a, advocate of many products, right? But let me just tell you, when I first got into collecting and cards in general, I didn't see a need for this kind of stuff, okay? And that's even as a collector, until I got my hands on my first case, okay? This is the single Carat case. If you guys are not familiar, I did a review on these not too long ago. You can check it out on my channel. When Sherman sent me out a couple of those, I was sold from there. And then when he sent me the DS1s, that was a whole nother ballgame. So, it's one of those things where it's like, man, it's these products they're so good. They're so good. The other thing that's really cool is these are the originals, which we'll show in a minute. This is the DS1. This is the DS1 EDC, the everyday carry case. And we'll get into why that's called the EDC here in a minute. So, like I said, let's go on this journey. Let's start looking at these. We're going to look at the 6-deck first, and then we'll look at the side-by-side acrylic. And then last but not least, save the best for last, the EDC DS1s. So, let's go. All right, so this is the 6-deck half-brick Carat Case acrylic box by Carat Case Creations. Whew, couldn't talk for a minute there. Anyway, so what you're gonna get is all of his boxes, his cases come in these really nice, cardboard boxes, right? And I know that sounds funny, but packaging nowadays is just so bad with some of these guys that do stuff. It's terrible. I mean, this is actual, decently thick plied cardboard. This isn't like cheap and flimsy. I mean, this is good made cardboard stuff. Upon opening it, it's going to be wrapped up really nice, okay? You're going to have another layer of, plastic or whatever you want to call it, okay? And this is what it's going to look like. So it's going to be in this, not bag, I wouldn't call it a bag, but it's going to be, like I said, in this plastic. And then you're going to have the beautiful acrylic case itself, okay? Now, as you can see, these are just beautiful. They just are. I mean, there's no other way to put it. You do still have the 6 magnets, okay? And these are those, what are those called? Those neodymium magnets, those really strong magnets. I mean, these are no cheap magnets at all. I'm trying to avoid putting as many fingerprints on here as I possibly can. I usually touch these with gloves, but I don't feel like pausing the video and going to get gloves. Just saying. So, also you're going to get these 4 little rubber feetsies, okay? Which also, I actually, and you can buy these from the store. These are just little 3M, little, you know, rubber feet. I actually went to the store and bought bigger ones, okay? For bigger, you know, more protection. Plus these are a little flatter, so they sit a little bit better. You know, these are more like bubbled and rounded. I don't know if you can really pick that up versus these that are flat, okay? So these just sit better for me, where these, I'm afraid of like it rocking, and I'm not saying it will, don't take this out of context, but I'm very OCD about stuff, and that's one of them. So like I said, you can pick these up from like a Dollar General, Dollar Store, Walmart, anything like that. I mean, they're cheap, $2, you can get 20 of them or something like that. Whatever. So yeah, so these rubber feet, basically the way it works is, and I brought some decks so we can show you guys how this works. And you can put any 6 decks in here, okay? Any 6 decks, which is awesome. It's not like, you know, whatever. So you're gonna get them in, boom. And you can display this any way you want. So you can display it this way, you know, and you got the Carat case cases there at the top, or Carat card cases, sorry. You can display it this way, doesn't matter. Now, I will say the best way I would say is this way, okay? Only because you can see the side of the cards very well, face, the cards are actually upright, you know, whatever. And what you do is you put these 4 feet on the bottom. So you put one here, one here, one here, one here, okay? And because of the weight of these cards, you gotta be careful. Unlike the other cases, there's 6 decks in here. And as you know, 6 decks are not light, okay? They're not like heavy, of course, but they're also not light. So refrain from picking up from the, you know, top of the box, which will hold. But the minute you put pressure, it will come off. And see, and that's the thing, is these are gonna give you so much protection, not only on your decks, but also it's gonna be a beautiful conversation piece. That's the best part about this. You have this sitting on a nice shelf or, you know, whatever. People see that and they go, "The hell is that? Why do you got those on display? What?" And you can tell a story, or whatever. You know, if you have a setup like I got, where you have a little like office or whatever, you know, have these sit on your desk. You know, it's just a cool. It's almost like books in a way. You know what I mean? Things have changed so much. But that's the cool part about these cases, is they're very elegant, but they also offer a side of protection. You know, dust, you know, moisture in the air, things like that. Your decks are protected, and it also looks awesome. So yeah. And like I said, I'll link all these cases down below, and where you can guys go and check them out. A couple of the retailers that I trust and who I think you should go through, because they're the best at what they do. But yeah, so that's the half brick box, the 6 deck case, acrylic case by Carat Case Creations. So now let's take a look at the side-by-side 2 deck acrylic case. Let's go. Okay, here we go. Side by side, same thing. It's gonna come in this really nice little, well, I keep saying really nice. I love everything that Sherman does, okay? I just love it. Everything he puts out is just next level. I love it. Anyway, it's gonna come in that same kind of tan, beige, whatever cardboard. Same thing, pretty much. It's gonna be wrapped up in plastic as well. You're gonna take it out, okay? I mean, look at it just shines. It just has that level of like, just elegance. It's just beautiful. Love it. Anyway, same thing, okay? This one has 4 magnets, okay? Because there's not as many decks going into it. All right. And then also on top of getting the 4 feet again for these cases, all right? And it would be the same thing, which we'll talk about here in a minute. You're going to get 3 different separators, okay? These are 3 different dividers. You're gonna get one thick one, as you can see here. See how much thicker that is than this one? Big difference. It's like 2 or 2.5 of these. This is for like, you know, smaller decks or whatever. And you're just going to pop those in there. You're just going to pop it right in the center, okay? And you can also fit these in with the DS1s. So like I said, you're going to put the divider in that's going to fit better for you. So that way your decks sit nice and snug inside. And like I said, these plastics come off. So these are just as clear as the case themselves. The only reason I'm not doing it is for the, display purposes, so you guys can see this. But yeah, it's pretty much self-explanatory. Like I said, you're gonna have the display here. It's gonna be very nice. Same thing, like I said, it's gonna be like a conversation starter. At the bottom here, you're gonna put the rubber feet, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? And there you go. And the great thing about these rubber things is don't ignore these, okay? Because this is gonna not only help avoid the scratching and wear and tear on the cases themselves, but this is also going to help save on wear and tear on your furniture. You put this on a nice dresser or a desk or a nightstand or whatever the case, and you're moving this around, this can scratch up that furniture as well as the case. So you want to make sure you put these on, because if not, it can cause some damage. And that's why I said too, is you can pick up the other ones if that helps more, or pick up more of them and put 6 on. It's all up to you, right? It's all preference at that point. So yeah, like I said, that is the 2-deck side-by-side case by Sherman at Carat Case Creations. So like I said, let's look at the last one, but certainly not least, the DS1 EDC edition. Let's go. All right, so this is the EDC edition of the DS1s that I reviewed before. These you will see everywhere. These are the regular DS1s, like I said before. These are the ones that a lot of the third-party retailers, like SoCal Playing Cards, are using when they send off their decks. Every time you buy a deck from SoCal Playing Cards, the deck that you purchase will come with one on it, and you get a free DS1 with every purchased deck. So that's something to keep in mind. That's the reason why I always promote SoCal Playing Cards, because they're an awesome family-owned business, and they treat people the right way. But anyway, that's nor here nor there. Like I said, the new differences between the original DS1s and the new DS1 EDC is EDC, everyday carry, okay? Everyday carry. They want this to be your everyday carry. So it offers that protection on the go, whether you have the deck in your pocket or whatever. But it doesn't just stop there, okay? And let me explain why. See, you can easily use one of these. Of course, you can use a regular DS1 for your everyday carry. But let me show you a few differences that change the game immensely, okay? First off, you don't have these little annoying flaps, okay? If you've ever used these, that's one of the most annoying things, is these flaps, because it's bad enough as is that you already have your own flaps to deal with, okay? So you have this deck that you're closing the flaps, closing these flaps, putting this flap down, and then trying to fit this one in between the plastic and the tuck box. It gets annoying, especially when you're using the deck. If you're just using these for storage reasons or whatever the case, that's a whole different story, right? By any means, use these to store the decks. That's great. You're getting protection, especially if you can't afford 100 or 300 of the acrylic boxes. That's what these are made for anyway. This is supposed to offer that same kind of protection, but this is more for collecting and stuff like that, right? Anyway, so you don't have to worry. And see, and that's the other thing. You can't even get this out without opening the deck to get those flaps open, and then the deck will come out, okay? It's annoying. So the difference between this as well is, like I said, you don't have those flaps. The only flaps you're dealing with are your actual flaps, and you can even cut these off. I've cut these off of my decks before. I actually have a Jerry's deck in there right now that it doesn't have any flaps at all, because I hate dealing with them. They're more of a nuisance than they are a help. So anyway, the other main thing that's really great about this as well, remember I said earlier about the flaps, is you're dealing with 2 flaps. you're dealing with the tuck box and then having to fit this thicker plastic acrylic part in between the two, okay? Well, you can see that this is square. Okay, let me put it against the black. There we go. See how this one's more squared off, more straight? The new one is rounded. You see that? And you see this little insert here? This little tab? The best part about this is you just connect your little tongue flap there and you're good to go. And it moves with the box. So literally all you're doing, and you tuck it inside the tuck box itself and you're good. That's it. That's the best part. So you literally open it and it goes with the tuck, and you can just get your cards out and get to playing. That's the best part about this, okay? The best part about this. So you don't have to worry about, you know, whatever. You have the cards ready. All you got to do is just put them in there. Literally, put them in, close it, gone. You can't do that with that box. This one takes too long. You take this, put this in your pocket, put it in your gym bag, whatever you want. You don't have to worry about your cards getting beat up. Like I said, this is the worker's dream right here. It is. I'm sorry. I will never, unless they upgrade this, of course, but I will never, like I said, push and promote another case like this one ever. This is just get out of here. That's the ultimate case right here. I'm telling you guys, if you haven't gotten any of these, you have to. I'm telling you, I'm pleading with you. These are the best, the best, the best. And I think you can get 5 for like $7. You can't beat that, okay? You just can't. Get them, get them, get them, get them. Just get a pack, and I promise you, you will buy more. That's how serious this is. Just get them. And like I said, I'll link everything down below where you guys can go and check out all these great products from Carat Case Creations and more. Like I said, I do want to thank the great people over at Carat Case Creations. Sherman is just an awesome guy, super nice, humbled, and he's just the things he's doing for the community with all these different great products and stuff is just, it's nothing, it's just awesome. So thank you. So like I said, I'll link everything down below where you guys go and check these out. If you guys enjoyed this review, you know what to do. Smash that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you beautiful people on the next one.